All right, we're live. All right, welcome back to another edition of Cardinal Craze. I'm your host, John. Today we have a special guest joining us from an empty parking lot somewhere in Reno, Nevada. It is Robby Snelling. Robby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am terrific. It's nighttime over here, and it looks like you are just hitting dusk. We
Yep.
were just
Yep.
talking about a couple minutes ago. It's bright on your end. It's dark on mine. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Just a good day of work. Got done with school, went and got a little workout in, and then drove around and looked for some deer over here. So it was been a good day.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good day. Are you staying safe? And how are you adapting to this COVID world? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing just fine. I mean, all the resources that I have a baseball facility over here that we took some weights from my high school. My dad's the weights coach at my high school, so
Oh, okay.
I didn't steal them. My dad was able to get those out of there, put them in the bed of my truck, and we took them over to my baseball facility. And I put them in one of the little side rooms, and I've been able to kind of adapt over there. They have a rack, get my bench and squat in, and do some little power cleans in there, and I mean, get some hitting and pitching in there when I'm done with that. So that's been good. And I mean, other than that, like I said, I was out looking for deer. I've been socializing a lot. I mean, just kind of drive up in the mountains, check stuff out, kind of take some time to myself, be able to think about stuff, and that's about all I've been doing.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. An interesting fact is that Robby actually plays baseball and football and has been recruited for football. Now, you actually are on 24/7 Rivals. You come in as an athlete, but you have also been an outside linebacker, and you've been kind of in between both. Where would you say you feel most comfortable at?
I'm probably more comfortable with the outside linebacker position. That's where I'm getting recruited at the most. I mean, just kind of estimating for what my size is going to be and my weight in the future. So that's what I've been recruited as so far.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Now, I did want to kind of ask, how has COVID affected the way that you train or, let's say, work out? Have you been able to adjust over this year-long period, or is it still kind of a weird transition trying to find time to work out or people to work out with?
I've been able to find an immense amount of time. I mean, school, with it being all virtual, I only have 6 classes, so every day I'm done by the latest at 1. And so I get over to my facility or go on some runs after school, and I mean, it's been a really easy improvise for me. The thing that I do miss is the weights aspect at school, being around all your teammates and the music playing as loud as you want it to in the weight room, and kind of just that atmosphere. I do miss that. But I've still been able to get great lifts in and good runs in, good cardio, and been able to stay in shape really well. So it hasn't affected me too much.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Now, you mentioned that your dad was the baseball coach at your high school, right?
He's the weights coach.
Oh, the
He's
weights coach. I'm sorry.
The head football coach and the weights coach. Yeah.
The head football coach and the weights coach.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess you've been able to benefit from him being the football coach and being able to have extra time to work out, especially being the weights coach as well. You've been getting
Exactly.
a kind of one-on-one contact. Okay.
Yeah.
So who would you say your game is modeled after the most in football?
So my dad played some linebacker in high school, and so we have those films from there. He's from a really small town. He was getting recruited pretty big from the small town that he was from. But things didn't turn out to be what he was hoping for in high school. He went to a junior college, and then he got a scholarship over here to UNR, and he turned into a defensive lineman. So I mean, those films that I watched of him, that's kind of what I model after. He great downhill. I mean, I know a lot of people model their game after players that went to the league or people that are playing right now. But I mean, that's kind of what I modeled it after, just because I feel like I was born in the wrong time period with not being able to hit people as hard as you want, or I mean, there's flags thrown on everything now. So I mean, just kind of that aspect of things, being able to be an aggressive football player and a great linebacker.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, you kind of came in the wrong time period to be able to hit however you want or have that helmet to helmet contact.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So for the most part, I did want to ask, so what kind of challenges and different adversities did you have to overcome growing up in Reno?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say there were a lot of challenges. I mean, you don't hear of a lot of big prospects out of here really for football,
Mhm.
or for the baseball side of things. So I mean, definitely, I mean, coaches coming in and looking at you is kind of tough to get some coaches to come over here to the West Coast when there's so much talent over in the middle of the country
Mhm.
or in the southern part of the country. I mean, but with all the offers that I have right now, it doesn't seem to have been a problem. I mean, my name's gotten out there really well,
Mhm.
and that's thanks to social media too. So that there hasn't really been any tough points.
Well, that's good to hear, and that's understandable. So, from your high school, are you the only one with this many D1 offers?
Sorry, I'm texting my dad. Hold on.
Oh, that's understandable.
Um, no, so actually, our running back, he doesn't have. I think he has 10 right now, 10 or 11 offers.
Mhm.
Ashton Hayes, very fast, strong kid, and he has a couple of offers too, mostly Pac-12. And I mean, he's great athlete. Nothing that he doesn't deserve. So, I mean, that it's pretty cool to have him on my team too. And we're gonna be he's in the same grade as me. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's gonna be fun playing next year.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. I'll definitely have to check them out after this. Now, I did want to kind of ask, you told me you were looking for deer just a little while ago, and you're just
Yeah.
driving around looking. Were you trying to be like woodland friends, like meet some and besties, or are
Right.
you on the other side just sitting in a tree somewhere waiting for them to pass by?
No, I go hunting. I go hunting a lot. I didn't get a tag this year, so that was kind of unfortunate.
Oh.
My dad did get a tag this year, but it was archery since he has to go later season because we didn't know that we weren't going to have a football season this year.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's a lot harder to go archery hunting than rifle hunting for deer because you got to get so close to them. But I mean, my house where I live, it's nestled right up in the mountains. So I mean, I just take my we have a little side by side, which is like a quad, and we go
Okay.
up into the hills, and we're able to go find some deer pretty easy about 3 miles from my house. So, I mean, it's a great way to get away and have thoughts to yourself.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Now, I am kind of concerned about them attacking you. I've never heard of that on a deer trip, but hey, I guess everything's different out west. So,
Right.
all right. So, we're going to actually kind of take a step back for a minute and look at your recruitment process. I know that was something that we had talked a little bit off camera, and now this is kind of a message saying that this is not necessarily your decision on how you feel about certain schools, but more about uh, how you feel about the program currently. That what we're going to talk about. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a 1 through 10, and Robby's going to actually tell us how he feels for the viewers out there watching, how he feels currently about the program, and now that can change. And if you're ready, we can start doing that.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so we're going to begin. We're actually using 24/7 Sports to actually look at all the different offers you've got. And we're going to start with Stanford, being right there in Washington. How are you feeling towards Stanford?
Stanford is. I've had great conversations with the linebackers coach there. It's great to be able to talk with him. We have really good in-depth conversations. Sometimes not even about football. He loves learning about baseball.
Mhm.
Um, so I definitely put the communication there with the football and baseball side of things. I put it at about a 7.
A 7. Okay. Next, we move on to UCLA.
UCLA.
Hmm.
So I've actually it's kind of cool with UCLA. They put me in a big group chat with all the coaches, so we just kind of go back and forth with all the conversations. The communication there's an 8.
Okay, an 8. That's great to hear. Looks like we move on to Arizona.
Arizona, I love their baseball coach there is great, and so they just got a new head coach, Coach Fish,
Hmm.
he was the Patriots quarterback coach, since
Oh, okay.
Coach Sumlin, and and I had a FaceTime with him a couple of days ago, and I love him. I got to meet the president of the university, so that was definitely really cool. Talk to
Wow.
me about what major. So that's a 9. That's a 9.
A 9 for Arizona. Okay. And then Arizona State right beneath it.
I've been there I've been there a lot with baseball tournaments and stuff. So definitely been around the campus a lot and great relationships with the coaches. So that's an 8.
Okay. Wow. Hitting those 8s and 9s, I'll tell you. All right. Next, we move on to Auburn.
So that's the newest one.
Okay.
And so the prior relationships I had with the coaches there were from Boise State, Coach Schmedding, and a great guy, really good family guy. That's his big thing, is just family. And the relationship that I have with him is really strong. And so that I'd put that at a 7.
Okay. And we move on to Boise State.
So Boise State, I haven't really talked too much since Coach Schmedding's gone. So I'll put that at a 5.
Okay. All right. So next we move on to California. It's the Golden Bears, right? That's what their mascot is,
Yeah.
or okay, the Golden. I was just trying to clarify. How you feeling about Cal?
Cal I have great relationships with them too. The coaches over there are great, and I mean, I talk to them a lot, even though it's just through Twitter. Most of the time is DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about a 7.
Okay. How about Nebraska?
Nebraska is really good. I have great relationship with them. That's a 9 for sure.
Okay, Nebraska. Wow, hitting that 9 again. Notre Dame.
I love Notre Dame. Yeah, that's enough said with that. That's a 9.
That's a 9. All right. How about Ole Miss?
I haven't really talked to them much. I've reached out to Coach Buckley. He's the one that offered me over there. I've reached out to him a couple of times and haven't really gotten a response from him. But I mean, just being able to watch all of their football and baseball side of things, it's great. So I'm still gonna put that at a 7.
Okay. Move on to Oregon.
Another great relationship. I'll put that at a 9.
9 as well. Okay. How about Oregon State?
Great relationships there too. That's kind of seems to be a reoccurring thing.
That's okay.
And I'll put that at an 8.
8. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to Utah.
I haven't really talked to them over there much. I mean, just a couple of times. They have great hunting back there. I do know that, which is really nice. That's a 7.
That's a 7. Okay. Well, hold on. Is hunting a big thing for you? Like wherever you go to college, you want to be able to do hunting on the side? Is that maybe?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be able to get out and do some outdoor stuff. So that's big for me.
Okay. Well, if we go back up the offer, there's quite a number of schools that could offer that.
Yeah.
How about Virginia? I believe that was one of your newest offers.
Yeah, it's. I think that's the one before Auburn. So Coach Hunter there is great. He's the linebacker. Excuse me, the linebacker coach. Great relationship with him. That's a 8.
Okay, an 8, and then Washington State.
I only talked with Coach Rolovich one time, and that was when 2 times. And the second time was when he offered me. I reached out to him another time and haven't gotten a response. So put that at a 6.
Okay. And we're going to kind of finish out with a couple of smaller schools, Nevada, San Diego State, and UNLV. How do you feel about those 3?
So Nevada being my hometown, I mean, with UNR being the college that's here, I mean, my dad's an alumni from there, so that's always going to be pretty close to me, but way a little bit further away from home with my future and college stuff. So put Nevada at a 4, and also UNLV at a 4. And then San Diego State, though, I do like their coaching staff there. So I put that at a 7.
Okay. And that kind of wraps up how you feel about a lot of these schools. Now, again, this is kind of a disclaimer that it is just how he feels currently. This does not represent the end product. Things can change, and they can always change. And, in the world, the giant world of recruiting. But I'm glad that we were actually able to sit down and talk a little bit about that. So one of the last couple of things I'm going to ask is, do you have any hidden talents? Are you are you a knitter? I mean, like, outside of hunting and all that, do you have like a secret technique that no one knows about?
Not really. That's really the only other thing that people don't really know about me is it's sports and being outdoors and hunting and fishing. That's my big thing. If I'm not playing sports or practicing sports, I'm out hunting or fishing. So, those are the two main things for me.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. We kind of ran down that a little bit. So let me ask you, who's your favorite NFL team? Do you have one?
Yeah, I like the Niners. My grandparents grew up in San Francisco, so that's kind of I've been raised that way. Always rooted for the Niners, and actually Brandon Ayuk, who got drafted to them last year and standout rookie for them this year, he went to my high school. My dad coached him. My dad was the head coach when he was there, and so that was definitely something really cool to be able to root for somebody from your hometown.
Yeah, of course. It always is. So I did want to ask, are you planning any visits to any of these colleges that we ran down the list and talked about?
I definitely am. I want to take all my official visits, and then I'll take all my official visits and some, just with all the traveling that I do for baseball in the summertime with my travel team out of California. We'll be in the states where I have offers from the major schools there. And so we'll definitely stop by a couple of those schools and just check them out, kind of let the coaches know that I'll be there at that time. And if they can meet up, great. Then if they can't, then I'll just kind of tour myself around. But it'll be pretty cool opportunities to be able to be in those states and take those tours.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. And hopefully soon you'll be able to take some of those official visits once the recruiting dead period officially ends. I have no idea when it's going to end, and neither do any of us. But for the most part, I hope you're able to actually get out, see some of the campuses, go around, and just check it all out. Now, who has been your biggest motivator? I know you kind of mentioned your dad being the head coach, but is there anyone, is he the main guy, or is there anyone in your family who you would say is a big motivator for you?
So it's my grandma, my dad's mom. She's a 4-time cancer survivor. And probably had more surgeries than I know on anybody. Actually just got done with one this week for a hernia that she had in her stomach. But I mean, she's a tough lady, toughest person that I know. And she never quits. And so, if she's been through all that, and I put myself in the mindset of when I'm working out and when things get tough and I'm tired, I'm like, she wouldn't quit right now. So, doesn't give me the right to, so, just push through that. And I think that's what has gotten me to where I am today.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And, I'll be praying that, that she stays good and all that,
I hope so too. Yeah.
All right. So one of my last things is, do you have any goals for this year? Do you have any set goals either in baseball or football or anything you want to accomplish before the end of the year?
So for football, I want to be able to play. We still haven't been able to play yet. So we're going to see if we can end up playing in March. So fingers are crossed for that. But if the season does happen in March, then a personal goal for myself, even though with the limited games, is to beat the amount of tackles that I had last year. I mean, I feel like being a sophomore on varsity, I was a little tentative on some of the plays, and I didn't put my head in there when I needed to, or when I could have, and stopped a bigger run from happening. So that's personal goal for me. As a team, I just want us to be able to work well together and end up with the best record, because there's no playoffs or no state championship this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So having the best record kind of gives us bragging rights for this year. And then baseball is going to be a regular season. So I got cut short on my sophomore year, which I felt was going to be my standout year.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping to get my velo up to 96 this year for pitching, and just be able to stay solid with the bat. And so it should be a good season both ways.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you have those personal goals set, and I'm glad that your grandmother is your biggest motivator. And, it's quite amazing that she's been able to push herself through all these different adversities that she's had, and I hope the best for her in the future, and hopefully. And I mean, I hope the best for you as well, wherever you go, whatever school you go to. All right, so I'm going to do the ending closing, and then we can talk a little bit after.
All right.
All right. Well, Robby, thank you so much for joining us here on Cardinal Craze. Hopefully you can get out of that parking lot and be able to get wherever you're going. I'm so sorry you're in a random parking lot right now.
No, you're good. You're good. I know where I am. So
well, there you go. That's all that really matters. All right. Well, this has been another rendition of Cardinal Craze. Join us next time. Robby, I hope we can have you back out on the show before your recruitment ends and talk a little bit more about how you feel and where you are in your recruitment process.
Definitely. I appreciate it.
All right. Until next time, Cards fans and sports fans alike. All right. Have a good one.
You too.